Hi, Bronwyn the Brave here, and I'm here to demonstrate a two-color long-tail cast-on. This is my Quixotic Cowl, named after the one and only Don Quixote, and this is the long-tail cast-on right here, and it's done with two colors just to give a little bit of an edging there. And stay tuned for a matching stem stitch bind off video. It's a sewn bind off, a little bit different than the one from Elizabeth Zimmerman. But for now, we will stick with the cast on. For this cowl, I'm recommending two different shades of a worsted weight wool. And for this video, I'm using two different shades of Cascade 220. Hard to beat Cascade, isn't it? So now I have two strands. You don't need to leave a very long tail, just enough to weave in. And we're going to hold the ends on our right hand and start with a slip knot. And there's lots and lots of different ways to do a slip knot, but this is the way I do it. And you just hold it with the tail on your right hand side and make a loop. I fold this over on overlapping the left hand side, and I just take this finger that's in the loop and I draw this up. Kind of like a crochet, really. So now I have a slip knot, and this is nice because I can make a giant loop but then snug it up on my needle. And I don't want to have it strangling the needle. It's not going to make much difference really, but just enough to slide around. And then, just as with the long tail cast on, a regular long tail cast on, we're going to use the two strands here, but one will stay always on the left thumb, the other one will always stay on your forefinger. So I'm going to put my thumb and forefinger, I'm going to get this out of the way, through that space between the two strands, and then I'm holding it here in my hand. And when I bring this up, that kind of makes this funky little triangle here. I bring up this loop, and then I bring it over and catch the blue, and I have one stitch made. We're not going to count this slip knot as our first stitch. We're going to keep that separate. We'll pull that off the needle when we're ready to start knitting. To show you again, I got my fingers in there, pull up this green loop, catch the blue, and I always try to keep my finger here spacing those stitches apart. It prevents the bind up or the cast on from being too tight, and it's just we'll keep it a little bit more even. Catch the stitch one more time, bring that blue, and I kind of just neaten it up a little bit here. So you can see already that the green is forming a series of half loops, really. Can you see that? It's just a line of this, kind of like a stem stitch of embroidery, and then the blue stitches are on the needle. And we'll just keep going until we have the cast-on stitches that are required. So stay tuned, like I said, for the stem stitch sewn bind-off tutorial, and my Quixotic Cowl will be coming out soon. Thanks.